What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode. This was going to be a Military Wednesday story or War Story Wednesday. I can't remember what we called it. I apologize for not putting these out lately. But man, I saw this one and it really pissed me off. And it's not even like, it's not a story. I had a story in mind that I was going to tell you guys. And then I saw this video and it's been circulating the internet like nonstop. Like it is everywhere, y'all. Like it is rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. So let me play this video. If you haven't already seen it, here it is. Check it out.
I want to share something with you guys today. I want to holler, I want to scream, I want to yell, but it won't do any good. Today is gear turn-in day for me. Turn in all the gear that I've collected over the last 4 years of being active duty with the Army, with the 82nd Airborne Division. 2 years ago, my unit deployed to Afghanistan for the Afghanistan withdrawal. We spent a few weeks over there. It was hectic, it was chaotic, it was disgusting, and it made me very disappointed in our government. Today, I'm reminded of how disappointed I am in our government. Go to turn in my gear, they want to charge me $500 to $1,000 for gear that I was ordered to leave in Afghanistan 2 years ago. Because as the last two birds were sitting on the tarmac, ready to leave, there wasn't any room for extra gear or extra weight. Therefore, we were told to leave it. Some lower enlisted dudes, including myself, were like, no, this stuff is expensive. I'm not leaving this. I'm going to get charged for this when it comes time to leave. Don't worry, we're going to catch you on the back end. We'll flipple it. No. It's time to get out of the Army and they want to charge you for that. Meanwhile, we can continue to give millions of dollars to the Taliban. We can give billions of dollars to Ukraine. We can give billions of dollars to student debt relief. We can give a bunch of stupid stimulus checks. We can cut those to the American people. But we can't cover $500 to $1,000 for a dude that left gear in Afghanistan. For a dude that left gear in a place that you put me to begin with. The government is so stinking backwards right now, man. This administration's last priority is the American people. And inside of the American people, their last priority is their soldiers, their Marines, their airmen, their Navy. It's so messed up, man. I thought today was going to be bittersweet getting out. But I'm just so happy to separate. I'm very, very excited to stop serving my government and just getting started serving my country. It's sad.
And that's the video that's circulating the internet and rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. And not only that, a lot of people can't believe that this is going on. Like, they have no idea that this is what a lot of the service members deal with. And it's 100% accurate. When you're getting ready to transition out of the Army, you have all these appointments you go to. You got to see like a dentist, a doctor, like there's a process, right? You got this checklist and then you got to submit that list. And then they're like, okay, cool. You have everything in line. Now you're able to get out of the military, go about your merry day. We don't need you anymore. Bye. I'm gonna tell y'all a story that's gonna like get y'all pissed off even more. As you guys know, I was wounded in Iraq in 2007, right? After being wounded, I was transported to Brooke Army Medical Center here in San Antonio. I did therapy for 3 years. That's surgeries, that's prosthetic fittings, appointments, you named it. I spent 3 years in this hospital. 3 years. I was getting ready to retire. I didn't want to retire out of the military. What I wanted to do was I wanted to stay in and I wanted to continue to be a grunt. I said, I know I can't be in the front lines. I 100% understand. I know my injuries. I know my boundaries. Let's do this. Send me to Fort Benning, Georgia, and let me be a drill instructor so that I can shape these young individuals that are coming in that are going to be grunts. Let me shape them. Let me be part of that. I wanted to stay in the Army. Well, they came back and said, no, you can't because of your injuries. We have a feeling that it's going to scare a lot of people and they're not going to want to finish basic training. My answer was, good. That's the type of people that I don't want in my Army, especially in the infantry, in the front lines. Like, that's the people that we need to weave out. Like, I'm the perfect example, like the perfect person for this job. And so they refused. They said, no, we can't do this. And I said, okay, they offered me a S job, a S1 or S2, I can't remember what it was, but it was an office job, right? And so I went and saw the facilities. I did not like it, just for the simple fact that I walked in and certain individuals were speaking to each other by their first names. Now, keep in mind, you're in the military. You gotta maintain a military bearing and be professional at all times. I'm not saying respect the person, but respect the rank, right? That's what it's about. You earn that rank, you respect that rank. And I didn't get that there. And they said, no, this is a low stress, low whatever bullshit they came up with. And me coming from the front lines, me all that, like being a hard charger and all this and whatnot, I was like, this is not the job for me. I literally sat down and I said, I'm going to have a hard time doing this job because I'm going to bump heads with all these individuals who have never deployed, have never left the States, have never done anything combat related, which is okay. Don't get me wrong. Like, I understand that there's so many jobs in the military, not all of them are going to go overseas. You have people that deploy and never leave the wire, and that's fine. There's support. I 100% get that. But I just felt like the way that I was brought up in the military with respect and everything was not going to fit in that place. So I said, I'm out. So I decided to retire. I started the whole process, and just like this individual that we just saw, I had a checklist. I went to the dentist, I went to the doctor, I went to finance, I went to all these places, got everything checked out. The last one was to go and check all your gear in. Obviously, I had no gear. I was blown up in Iraq. Everything burned. Like, my skin burned off. Like, 75% of my body, And I get there, and the guy proceeds to tell me that I'm missing about $3,000 worth of gear. And I was like, yeah, I'm aware. It burned in Iraq in 2007. This is 2010. And he's like, well, we need accountability. I need you to get a letter from your command saying that you lost all this stuff. And at the time, my command was deployed again. So it was gonna be hard. So I send out an email. I send out, all the information that I gained from other friends on how to get in contact with my command. And I finally get a hold of my OCO. He writes me a letter, and I turn it in, and they're like, okay, cool. They deducted like $2,600 or something, or I can't remember, or 22. I don't remember. But I ended up paying about $600 or $800 on equipment that got burned and was gone overseas because I didn't have accountability for it. I couldn't retire. I couldn't get out of the military. And then, there's a protocol. If you don't meet those requirements and they take it from your paycheck, they're going to get their money regardless, whether you're right or you're wrong. And anybody that's been in the service knows when the Army owes you money, they take forever to pay you. But when you owe them, they're going to get their money right away. And so I was really upset. I threw a fit. I was pissed off. But at the same time, that left a really bad taste in my mouth. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pay it and I'm going to retire. Screw this. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be part of this anymore. And these are things that I don't think the everyday people get to see. These are stories that people, tend to miss. And I'm glad that this individual came out and said something, because this is literally going on. And it's been going on forever. I know there's a lot of people out there who are using this in a very political way, saying, "Oh, the Biden administration, the Biden," and to a certain extent, yes, it might be that. But honestly, this has been going on, I don't know, since forever. It is a protocol in the military. If you don't have accountability of that, and you have to pay for it. This individual was told to leave that stuff behind in Afghanistan because there was no more room for it on the plane. And they said, don't worry about it. We got you, soldier. Don't worry about it. You know, you're not going to have to pay for it. Because in his head, he's like, no, I need to grab that equipment because I am responsible for that equipment. But when someone else tells you, yeah, you're no, it's okay. You know, especially if it's a higher up, you're like, okay, cool. Like, they're going to take care of me. For the most part, they don't. They don't, and they didn't. And now that this video has gone viral and it's all over the place, I feel for this guy because he is going to get reprimanded pretty bad. They're going to come after him. This video has gone viral and is exposing not only his chain of command, the army, the government, whatever you want to call it. It's being exposed and people are upset, which everybody should be upset because this is the stuff that we go through. You give up, and this is not to make anybody like feel guilty or anything, but or even make it to the point where like, yeah, you should thank us even more. But we give up time with our families, and we understand that, right? I'm not throwing it out there for a thank you or for, you know, thank you for your service or you're so brave. No, we choose to give up our time. We choose to go over there, and we ultimately choose to almost die over there. Because when you sign that paper as a grunt, like he is, and like I was, you come to understanding that you may not come home alive. And you're okay with that. And so that's the risk, right? So when you come home, you expect for them to be a little lenient when you get out, when you do your time, and you're like, you know what, I am done with that, I'm out of here. And it's equipment that they're gonna throw away because it's worn, and they're gonna throw it away. So why does it matter? You know? It's so ridiculous, the stuff that we're put through when you gotta get out, like, and it sucks. And as I was watching that video of this gentleman, like, I 100% understand where he's coming from because I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. It's terrible. It's terrible what the government is doing to this kid, and it's horrible. But that's the shit that we deal with every day. And I guarantee you that there's a lot of veterans right now watching this video that have probably gone through something similar in the past. And this isn't the last time this is going to happen. It's going to continue to happen because we let it, and there's nothing that we can do about it. So, yeah, sorry for the rant. That's the video for today, but it's just something that happens constantly, guys. It's something that will continue to happen. It's things that we deal like that we deal with that push people to the edge like it did this soldier. So I hope you know his chain of command sees that video and it's like, you know what, yeah, he's right, and he doesn't have to pay anything, and they let him get out, and he goes and enjoys his civilian time and doesn't have a bad taste in his mouth like he does right now. Because I totally get it. I was mad at the Army for the longest time that they made me pay that money when I literally gave up a lot of my skin. I gave up a lot of my body to the mission, to what we were doing, and I was forced to pay for equipment that was lost in combat. But, you know, sometimes that doesn't matter at all. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys have gone through something like that, let me know down below because I'll be interested to hear y'all, because it happens a lot. Guys, have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving with your families. I love you. Thank you for tuning in all the freaking time. You guys are amazing. We will see you next week. I love you. Until then, Crispy on.